Hello, everyone, and welcome, my fellow warriors. Friends, your favorite little halfling dragon. Friends is some of my fellow adventurers and protector of all. It's really great to see each and every one of you. But before we continue on, I do have some news to announce. That the 19th, we are going to be doing a move anniversary. If you don't know what that means, it means I am going to be playing a game called Unpacking since I moved from.
Hydration is the key to performance.
Thank you, Shadax. And ow, that was loud. But anyways, like I was saying I'm going to be playing Unpacking since I've been living with my sister and sister-in-law for about a year. And I am going to have a special friend with me, of course. But we're just going to be chatting and all that kind of stuff, about why I moved, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Anyways, we are doing an interview called Quest of the Light. So, chat, you're more than welcome to ask my good friend here any type of questions you like. And there is a channel point for it. And yes, I did take off the scary points away. But, anyways, let's go see them right now. Hello, Shadax.
Hey, hey.
Hey, what's up?
And I just had your stream up, but then also an ad. I'm like, oh, okay.
Gotta
That's
love
really
ads.
inconvenient.
Gotta
Yeah,
love
that's
ads.
inconvenient. But you
Okay.
gotta get paid, so we.
Right? At least I'm not the one with the 7-minute ads.
Oh, jeez, 7 minutes.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. You have to go through 7 ads.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe 12.
That's ridiculous.
Right. But anyways, all right. Can you briefly introduce yourself and your background, please? Of your character that you stream as?
I am Shaddix, the head mage of the Stronghold of Denmos, which is like a magical college that like generations of previous head mages have gathered all their knowledge, and I am now the current head mage of it.
Hmm.
Uh,
And what do you call your community, if I may ask?
I haven't really thought too much on it, but like I think the one thing I'd probably call them is probably like my students, if anything. But I'm trying to think of something more clever than that.
And you're a maid. You went to college, right?
Well, for a minute, I thought you called me a maid, and I was like,
A mage.
yes,
Hmm.
being naturally curious as when very young, started like just reading into it, and then discovering that um being I was discovered by my predecessor who has said that for just a human produce like absurd amount of mana, just like it just radiates from me.
Hmm. Okay. Well, when you thought of the thing like saying students and all, I'm thinking, okay, wouldn't that be like a teacher thing or a professor thing?
Well, like the Stronghold Inmost is a college. It's a magical college, so
Okay.
it's like as head mage, it's kind of like being the head of it all. So I kind of think like I guess kind of like if you were to take it to like Harry Potter way, like Dumbledore. There you go.
Right. But you're not Dumbledore, are you?
No, I don't have that kind of beard. That doesn't look good on me.
uh, Astra, if I put your name wrong, I do apologize. And welcome for being the first time chatter here. But yes, we are doing an interview show. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I call my community fellow warriors and adventurers at times.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm
I just
good. Hmm?
I just haven't really put too much thought into a name for my community. I mean, I don't even have like a Discord for them to hang around in.
Hmm. Well, it'll come to you, or maybe Fallen could help you think of one. Cause what did she call hers?
Stardust, right?
Right, yeah. It'll come to you. Trust me on this. It will.
Yeah, I'll think of something eventually.
Okay, next question. Who inspired you to be a streamer?
That, well, I guess there's maybe two kind of answers to that. Because, I mean, explaining it too is kind of a story in its own. It
Which is
was
fine.
like, hmm?
I said, which is fine.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Like a long while ago, I hit like a lot of people, we hit really rough spots in life, and I was just really, really depressed. So then I was like, I need to laugh because this isn't good. So I actually put on a video of this like YouTuber. You probably never heard of him. Like he's small time Markiplier. Um,
Oh, Markiplier. Everybody
eh,
knows who Markiplier is. Trust me.
well, I put on one of his videos, and he was playing a horror game. And the thing was, though, I think like at the end of the game, it turns out that the character you're playing as had unalive themselves. At one point, you're playing as their ghost, and you're discovering what happened to you. And
Okay.
then Mark looks at the camera after he beats it, and he says, like, I don't remember exactly word for word. I do remember he basically said, like, you know, like, you know, if you feel like nobody cares, know that even though we don't know each other, I never met you, but I care about you. There is a better way out of this. Like, and I don't know, like, I guess just hearing him at that time go, like, I care about you, I was like, that made me feel good. And I wanted to do that for people and kind of give
Right.
them that kind of same, like, if you're down, come watch me be an idiot. And hopefully it can uh, just improve how you are so you can get to a place where you can go get help if you need it.
Right. And if you kind of think about it, people have, well, they have been inspired by Markiplier to become a VTuber or you know, a YouTuber, whichever.
Yeah, he's the one who inspired me to want to make content, but the VTuber thing, I wouldn't even know what VTubers were at the time. And
Right.
that was a different person entirely who I was like, whoa, how are they doing that? They have like a moving art and everything. I was like, that's actually really cool. It was I believe her name is Ash on Lol.
Hmm.
She has like it's like a simple like her sitting at a desk and she's wearing like this yellow kind of raincoat, and it's just like really simple model. But I was like, that's really cool. I was like, how did she do that? And then I kind of researched into it, and that's when I found out about VTubers.
Okay. So basically, from what I'm hearing, you got inspired by Markiplier and this one person, one for doing content of different type of games and with a little bit of chaos in it, and the other person was because of VTubing.
Yeah, because I really didn't want to do just like a disembodied voice. I wanted to give uh the viewers someone to see, so you got like a face to the voice, but I didn't really want to show my own face.
Right, which is understandable.
Yeah, I mean, it's the the feeling when you're actually just a sentient AI that made a VTuber body and you don't have a real body to show. I mean, it happens.
That is true, but at least we're using our real voices instead of I am apologizing if people hear like AR. I'm sorry, but you
You're all
gotta go
right.
if you like AI. If you like AI art, I'm sorry, but you gotta
You are right, fellow human.
go. Oh my God. But yeah, and that was the next question I was gonna ask. When you became or decided to become a streamer, what did you use at first? Did you use your face cam a PNG, a VRoid, what?
I actually had a model made because when I was getting everything started and I knew I wanted to do content creation, I had a very basic model made that um it was these people I found on I think it was like Fiverr or something. I can't remember
Hmm,
how I found them, but it's just like a small group and they made me like a really basic model for like 200 bucks. So I was like, "Oh." So I kind of put together a reference pretty much
hmm.
and they were able to make the initial model.
And I have to say, they didn't do a bad job, actually.
Oh, I mean, this is my 2.0
Ah,
model.
okay. Hmm.
My yeah, like this model cost a bit it was a bit more pricey because I wanted something really, really nice.
Right, which is understandable.
Yep. And the old model was like it didn't have like all the toggles I have and I it was like a lot of the design I kind of
Mm-hmm.
took a lot of inspiration from a character. Basically, with my old model, I took Albedo from Genshin Impact.
Right,
I drew a mask on him, colored his hair black, and kind of trimmed it up, and then I made alterations to his outfit, and I was like, this is the base of what I want to do with a different color scheme.
right, which is kind of understandable, because you already know where my character came from, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just, well, really, Shadex.
What? I'm just agreeing.
I know. But what I'm trying to say is basically, when I discovered about VTubing, because my friend, well, ex-friend now, but we're not going to full detail
Mm-hmm.
about that, but they did introduce me to a few people. I'm like, who are these? And I'm thinking to myself, how are they? And I'm like, what? So they explained to me what VTubing was, and I started following more and more people, but I was slowly talking to them, all that kind of stuff. And let's just say out of two people inspired me to become a streamer and stuff. And here I am streaming for about, God, I think a year and a few months now.
I believe me at this point is a little over 2 years. I'm pretty
Damn.
sure it's a little. Yeah, like I still remember my first stream ever was supposed to be a collab with my um somebody I work with, like a friend,
Right.
and um as he was like, "Hey, yeah, we could play what's that game? Tiny Tina's Wonder Wonderland? Is
I
that what
think
it's called?"
so. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
we were supposed to play that, but then I called him up like a bit before, and I was like, "Hey, we're still on," but he never answered. He didn't answer his messages, and apparently he became really busy. So I was like, "Oh, fuck, I'm screwed." So I just instead switched to Poppy Playtime Chapter Two, and that was my first game I ever streamed.
Well, usually for me, when I first started streaming, I'm thinking, okay, what game should I play or anything like that? Then I thought, okay, we'll try 14, see how that turns out. And I played a bit of 14 and then moved over to Monster Hunter World, of course. Just something comfortable, cozy, all that. And look, here we are.
Yeah, I mean those are good games. Like there's a lot to do with in them,
Right. But
especially.
usually when you first become a streamer and all, or try to be, for me, I usually, like I said, I started out as a PNG, but it was just a single picture. I edited a little bit of this picture I found, added my character's house, and oh, Astra, thank you for the donations, but you didn't have to, but thank you.
Woo! Go Astra.
But thank you. So, let's see here. But like I was saying, I just edited a little bit of a picture and I was thinking, okay, what should I bring and all that stuff? And I'm like, wait, people think my character's cute and adorable. but she's not.
Mhm.
But still, I was like, you know what? Let's bring her in and look where we are.
Yeah, like mine, the current design took I guess the ideas of my original model, but then I wanted to make them more unique, more to me,
Right,
and more away from basically a slightly altered albedo, like giving the long coat, and changing so many details from the original.
right.
Yeah, I just wanted to be more of like more of his own Shaddix flavor as opposed to being like albedo with a hint of Shaddix.
Which is understandable, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, usually when people ask me, like, they say, "What do you do when you're a streamer? When you first started out?" I said, "Well, I already told you the part where I just found a picture, did a little bit of editing, blah, blah, and everything else." And then later on, I was thinking, okay, what game should I play? And you get the idea of the story.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was aiming to be just general variety streamer, which
Hmm.
there's a lot of them, and it's like that's fine because then it's like you have everything that across the table there. But then it's just after a while, I decided I was like, I want to focus my content more. Like I want to do something more specific, but not leave everything else off the table. And just when I just decided like rather than just focusing down on one genre or two, I wanted to do two, like two of my favorite genres, which was just RPGs and horror. So then that's when I like kind of was like, there's my brand of
Right.
content.
Because some people have different brands of content. Like for mine, I usually try to play nice, cozy, safe, wonderful games. And half of the time I would play some scary games, even though chat here likes to scare me at times.
What likes to scare you? Who does that?
Shadax.
Who does that? Just
Don't
really.
don't you remember what happened last time when you, me, Fallen, and Valma we played Sketchy Contract?
I had nothing to do with that.
You
Freak
picked up
accident.
the doll. You picked up the doll.
I tried to put it down, but then it put you down instead. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I this works for me because I still lived.
Oh my god. And everybody was laughing so hard, even Fallen.
Yeah, I had no idea what that thing did, and I was like, oh, I can't put it down.
Yeah, your reaction was perfect. It really was. And speaking of scary games, if we do finally reach our goal and everything, I am going to be playing a scary game. And Shaddix here doesn't know about it, but
What game?
Phasmophobia on VR.
That I've done that once, and the thing for me is when I did it, it wasn't that scary to me. Only because, like, where when the first hunt started, the ghost spawned right on me and killed me instantly. I didn't even see
Oof.
it, so I just died instantly, and I was like, well, I guess there's no more horror for me. I'm just dead.
Hold on a second. Sorry about that. All right.
Uh,
Next question. What advice would you give to someone if they start or planning to become a streamer? What would be your advice?
my advice, like, this I actually have a story I can go with this too. The My advice first is figure out if you even like streaming. There's a lot of people who want to be streamers, but then they invest so much into it and then they get started and then they discover they don't even like it. They're like they just kind of discover that they rather just consume the content rather than produce it, which is fine. But like as I said, there's a story with this because somebody I know, um, when I started streaming, he was like trying to get advice from me and everything. And I was like, oh yeah, man, like there's this and this, but you got to figure out if you even like to stream. And then he goes and he buys all these parts for his computer. He gets all this stuff for streaming, and then he just never did it because he doesn't like to make content.
Wow.
But it is after he bought like I can't remember what video card, probably like a $900 video card and everything.
Hmm.
Then he bought like a new processor, more RAM. He got an artist's commission to make him a model and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, did you even check if your internet can handle it? I was like, how good is your internet? He's like, you want to make sure it can handle the stream too, man.
Right.
But then, yeah, but then then he just didn't do anything with it. He doesn't. I mean, like, I guess it's not a waste upgrading your computer. I mean, now he's got a probably a high end computer, but it's just like you bought all this other stuff for streaming, and you said, I was like, that's why I told him, I was like, dude, just like try a stream. Like you could do like even a PNG if you want something there for people to look at, and just see if you even like it.
Right. Which is understandable, you know?
Hmm.
But yeah. And of course, and I'm not kidding about this, and you probably heard this a few times and stuff. People, I'm not mentioning names, but I said people, but not all. But some tend to think, "Oh, okay, streaming is like your job, your main job, blah, blah, blah." And it's like, no. Some people may consider it as a job or a side job or a part-time job. But sometimes people I know and talked to before, they consider this like a something fun to do for entertainment, you know? Because
Hmm.
with a few laughs of the games you would play with your friends and stuff, they just do it for the chaos, the humanity, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, humanity.
You know what I mean, Shadax.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. But yeah, like I know there's a lot of people. I've known a few people who came into this given like they got pretty big. But the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
they were expecting to instantly be able to make a full-time job out of this.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No.
and the thing is, it didn't work. It didn't work for them. And I
Right.
was like, that's unfortunate for you, but I mean, like, it's it's a good thing to have to start off, especially as a hobby. And if it
Right.
happens to go that way, then congratulations. Like,
Right. And besides, you can't get famous by overnight. It takes time. It takes patience. Because if you have a real life job, you have to figure out, okay, what days, what times will work for me with streaming? What games will work with my desktop, even though it could be sucky at times, but you just got to figure out the pieces for those.
yep.
And it can be a bitch at times.
Because I'm not gonna say they didn't do really well. I mean, like, they like easily tripled my numbers in a few days, and I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like, wow, you really shot up there. But then they were saying like that it wasn't enough to maintain it as a full-time job, and I'm like, you really expected just like that, like for it to be that easy?
Right. But uh, what I know what you're getting at and stuff, but if they got like a certain amount of followers or whatever, like in the what, 13K or more, then that may
No,
be a
that
job. Okay, that may be a job. But if it's
yeah,
just, you know,
yeah, it wasn't that high.
mm-mm. But okay, we're gonna say name a few famous VTubers everybody here in the community may know and stuff. But like Iron Mouse,
Who's that?
really?
No, no, I know who that is.
Yeah, but they do streaming for entertainment, and also they try to make that a fun entertainment and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you've probably seen this before. Some games I played, like 14, for example, we have people who do DJing and stuff on Twitch. And they bring it to 14 and stuff, seeing all our characters dancing, having fun, blah, blah, whatever kind of stuff. I mean, that kind of, people
Mm-hmm.
who do DJing for life, or is a DJ, or a singer, or a songwriter, all that. That's kind of like their job, you know? They're making
Yeah,
money like that.
there's a lot of people who bring those kind of talents or special skills or like knowledge to
Hmm.
the streams, and that makes it really interesting.
Right. All right. Uh, okay, next question. Can you share some of your memorable experience or stories related to you being a streamer?
Um, I guess I got at least one. In the beginning, when first started streaming, of course, I didn't know anyone. Yeah, I didn't know anyone. I only knew one other guy that streamed, but he really wasn't like, yeah, he was just like kind of bottom of the ladder like me. We both had like 5 followers, and we didn't know how to do anything. And even then, he wasn't a VTuber, so it's kind of like we were two different types of streamer right there. And I was just trying to figure out like how do I reach out? How do I? So then that's when I went to Twitter, and I was just trying to find like maybe I could advertise myself on here. And then I made an Instagram too, and I'm trying to advertise myself on there. But it just felt like it wasn't working, and I was just like, man, maybe I'm maybe this is it. Maybe I'm just done already. Kind of like get a running start and fall flat on my face.
Oh,
So
okay.
so then I was on Twitter, and that's when I saw one of the first YouTuber friends I made, Underworld Wolf Sin. He put out a message about a Discord where all sorts of people can meet up, hang out, make friends, make
Right.
connections, collab. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll join in that. And that's where I started meeting people and seeing how they did things. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's neat. Okay, so this is how it goes.
Uh,
And then that was I think my real official start there.
hmm. And plus, if you kind of think about it too, with people you meet on Discord and stuff, you talk to them. Sometimes you may have the same interests, some you may not. You know, and if someone like your community or your fellow streamers or collab partners, they sent you something and be like, hey, try out this game. It's pretty cool. And they like it, but you don't know about it. So you're like, okay, I'll give this a try. Let's see how it works. And then, you know, and you give it a try, then like I said, if you give it a try and all that, they'll be like, it's not my cup of tea, or I didn't like it. And you try to be truthful to them, but yet sometimes some people do not take it the right way. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And for the game you don't like, it's just depending on what game it is. If you tell them you don't like how it was animated, or you didn't like how the gameplay was, blah, 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 they would be hurt about it. You know what? There's the door. Don't let the door hit you. Go over the good Lord split you.
I like that. I like that saying. It's a good one.
Yeah.
But I do have like the anime kind of reminds me of like when a couple stories involving people I met through there, and I know one of them involved like a bad collab. Um,
Right.
me and a friend, we were trying to collab, and we wanted to play Dead by Daylight. So we got one other person we knew, and this person was like, "Hey, can you mind if I bring in 2 people I know?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure." Me and my friend did not click with these two.
Bad five.
We didn't. Oh, it was really bad
Oof.
because um first one of the other ones got killer, would decide to be killer first, and just took us out like instantly. We didn't stand a chance. I was like, wow, he's actually really good at this.
You're so
Then when
freaking
I was
cute!
killer,
Oh my god, you're
I was
so
trying. I
cute!
was like, yeah, I'm gonna try. I'll try to get you. And when I had gotten the other one and had
Cornelian, I am not cute, damn it. Ugh, I swear.
yeah, but when I had taken out her, she got mad. She actually got really mad, and people in my chat were like, "Dude, like, is she pissed right now? Like, isn't the point? like you're the murderer in the game. Isn't your goal to take out the other players? Like,
Right.
yeah, but yeah, she got mad, and I was like, this is like, that's like this is just getting more awkward by the minute. And
Ugh,
then my friend, the one I know in there, like didn't say anything the whole time. And normally they're very, very energetic, bouncing off the walls, gremlin energy. But
right.
like they were quiet the whole time because they felt so uncomfortable.
I wouldn't blame them, to be honest. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, like I was like barely saying anything too because I was like, and I was like trying to stream, so it was like,
Hey, Seta, and thanks. Ah,
Hydration
goodness.
is the key to performance.
All right, if you have a drink, we need to do the care package with the hydration.
I just took a drink. I
Perfect
literally,
timing.
yeah, I just took a drink.
You don't know what it means by care package, do you?
Yeah, that's a stretch and everything else too.
Yeah, just to make sure we're alive. But yeah.
Ugh.
But what
Oh.
else is there? Oh God. Okay. Uh I remember I used to follow this one certain person on, well, there's a few stories about this too. What we were talking about and everything else. But I was just, mind my business or whatever, and I found this one certain streamer, and I'm like, okay, they're cool, blah blah, whatever. I rated them what, maybe a couple of times and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't talked to them for what, quite a few months, and I went to go talk to them and whatever. I try to speak, and I could see their stream and everything as well, but I tried, speaking, and it says, "I'm sorry, but this streamer has blocked you." I'm like, "What did I do?" Yeah, they just blocked me out of the blue and kicked me out of their Discord and everything else. I'm thinking, "What did I do?"
Wow, that's.
Yeah,
I mean, just some people out here, especially when they start getting any kind of following, it's like even if they're not that big, it still goes to their head just because they got people that like them. And I'm like, good on you that you got a crowd, but like, you need to like settle the fuck down, you know?
right. And I messaged one of the monitors and said, "What did I do wrong?" All that kind of stuff. And I see people talking about this one streamer as well. They got blocked as well too. It's like, what the hell is going on?
That's crazy.
Seriously. But yeah. And you, oh God. And there's another story about where I was streaming with a couple of friends, okay, and it was golf with your friends. We were just having fun, all that kind of stuff. Or was it Uno? I don't remember which. But we were just laughing, having fun, goofing around. And this one person says, "Hey, you have this such and such followers." But guess what happened? They said that, and I'm like, please don't say that out loud. I don't care about the views. I just care about who's here, who's not. If they're lurking, that's fine. If they're not speaking, that's fine too. You know?
Mm. Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like, please don't do that again. And I gave him a few warnings and stuff. And he's like, okay. And he didn't do it again since. And you probably know this. If you had somebody on your community that said something, you would give them a warning. And if they do it again,
Uh,
you basically will kick them out, wouldn't you?
yeah, I mean, with my friend Wolf, in that
Hmm.
first Discord server I was in there with him, he made me a moderator because I became very active on there at the time.
Right.
And I was like, because whenever somebody new came in, I would introduce myself to them because I'd be like, coming into a Discord like this, and especially if you don't know anyone,
Hmm.
it's hard. So I was
Right.
trying to be at least somebody they could talk to in there. And there was a guy that like when I met him, I just don't know what he was thinking, but he tried to make a joke about something really bad. Like,
Oof.
yeah, like he like I guess it's not like something like like
Question.
like
Was
the
it like 18 plus or 21 plus?
no, it wasn't.
Oh,
It wasn't that. but
Okay.
he talked about like child abuse pretty much and
Oh
made a
my,
joke about it.
no, no.
Yeah, and I was like, "What is wrong with you?" I was,
Yeah,
and then I had to tell Wolf, I'm like, "Dude, you need to shut this guy up," because I was like, I was gonna try to do something about it, but I was like, "You need to shut this guy up because if I say something, it's not gonna be friendly. It's not
mm-mm.
gonna be nice. Like, you need to get this guy to stop."
Yeah, and if you kind of think about it, a person who does jokes like that, which reminds me, this is a funny story about it. Um, it wasn't about the child abuse thing, but let's just say me and a friends, we were joking around, like saying, "Oh, I'll bite you," all that kind of stuff, just joking around, okay?
Hmm.
And you know how I would joke around with you or Fallen or any of our friends. I said, "I will fight you or I will hit you with a shovel," that just jokingly.
Hmm. I know I've
But
been
yeah.
threatened by a shovel a couple times.
But yeah, you and I, along with our friends and community, we just do it for shits and giggles, right? Because we known each other for a while.
Hmm.
But this one person, not going to full names, but this one person says, "Oh, I'll bite you and suck the blood out of you." I'm like, dude, no, that's not cool. And we stopped
But
because of that. Yeah.
I mean, was he a vampire? Like that? It was at least
When
like.
he said that, I'm like, nope. And I'd even upload that video because, it may be offended to some people. I'm like, no.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I said, I'm sorry to do this, but and I kicked him out of the call because I made it for where people could join or whatever, but it was mostly just the streamers. And who wants to join, they would have to ask first and stuff. So, yeah.
Hmm.
But then later on, I did kick him out of the call and I messaged him saying, "Hey, I'll explain later, blah, blah, when my stream's over."
Yeah, like
Right?
I just looked at your chat. Yeah, no is a sentence. Exactly.
Right. But
That
usually
is beautifully
when
stated.
Right, when they say no, they're like thinking, okay, you're saying no, but in my head, you're saying yes. It's like, what? The actual
That
seven hells. And if Draco was here, and yes, I have a feeling he probably heard me say this, seven hells. Get over it. It's Final Fantasy 14 from my end, okay? But
that's
he'll be
funny.
like, there are nine, damn it.
Oh, I mean, like the 9 circles. Is that what oh no, 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 there's 7 circles. Each one for a deadly sin. Yeah,
He-
yeah, there's
But
7.
yeah, I say seven hells because I'm Final Fantasy 14. And
Hmm.
Draco would say, there are nine. And me and him will be fighting back over and forth. And you probably know a certain red dragon would say, okay, there's seven for her and there's nine for you. You're the one with the nine hells for D&D. Hers is seven for 14.
Yeah, his just goes a little deeper. That's all.
Yeah. But you see what I mean? We just do it for shits and giggles like that.
Hmm.
Oh, that would be perfect to see Final Fantasy versus D&D.
You know, speaking of that, I was thrown off guard with the D&D and Dead by Daylight. That was actually pretty crazy to me.
Mm.
Yeah, I was like, "What?" Not
You know
not
what? You and I
not
should
a
do a thing for October or whenever. You, me, and Fallen and another friend too.
mhm.
But yeah.
I'm up for that.
All right. What were you saying before I cut you out? And I do apologize about
Uh
that.
I was talking about like unexpected D&D and
Mm,
um Dead by Daylight.
right, right. Oh my God. We'll go big. Bahamut versus Tarask. Oh my God. That'll be worth something to see. Oh my God. What happens if they do, because they did anniversary before, like with Nier. You know who I'm talking about, right? And then they did a crossover with 16, then 15, and a few other Final Fantasy games as well. And I
Um
know they did one with that something is like, oh god, what outfit was it? It was something with Common Rider as well too, and they do a bunch of crossovers.
Huh.
What if they bring D&D into Final Fantasy 14, like they did with Fall Guys into 14, and 14 into Fall Guys?
Oh, that's right. I remember seeing. I was gonna say, what are you talking about? But I remember seeing that now. The Fall Guys and 14. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, they had 14 with Fall Guys and Fall Guys and 14. But yeah, but I mean, imagine if they did do a D&D crossover with 14.
You mean like I've seen something like that before? Because D&D did a crossover with Magic the Gathering. And what they did is they took
Right.
the lore and the world and they just made that into like its own rule book with its own and they wrote a pre-made adventure for it too.
Right. And then of course you saw how D&D got with Dead by Daylight too.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Okay. Before we get carried away, we got to go back to asking the questions now.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. But
All right.
what challenges have you faced in your streaming career and how did you overcome them?
Oh, there's always um the dilemma a lot of people face of hardware issues, and it's just that's just about like on the outside you budgeting, making sure you take care of your stuff, and then put a little aside to save for something like at first, like my first setup was I had my computer and my monitors. I actually was able to get two monitors, and I
Hmm.
had like a like $20 mic, and my setup was on the coffee table in the living room, so I sat on the floor.
Oof.
And yeah, so I'd be sitting on the floor for 2 to 3 hours, and then I would get up and my ass would look like a Minecraft character.
Oh my
And
God.
and it was just so bad. But now I'm like got the whole L desk and everything. It's just and now I have like a boom arm for my mic and everything with a pop filter. It's just that was I think a big challenge was like trying to budget so I can get stuff for my computer and
Right.
for my setup just so I could do this in the first place.
Because if you kind of think about it, people who do get, well, want to become a streamer and stuff, they have to start out something, what they have to begin with. And then later, if they build that up, then boom, look what happens.
Yeah, because like I always played video games, so I mean I had at least like a little above entry level computer. So I was
Right.
like, oh yeah, I can do something with this. And then that's when I first discovered I'm like, oh, actually my video card is shit. So the only thing I had to really get was like a new video card
Hmm.
to start, and I was like, okay, now that I got a okay video card, now we're good to go.
Right. And of course, when we first met and started playing games together and everything else, the only thing I had was a sucky laptop.
Oh yeah, I remember the laptop days.
Yes, and it was the HP gaming laptop, and I had that for God knows how long. And every time when I'm in the middle of a game with you guys or any of my friends, then boom, it's like, I'm sorry, please try again. Basically, the
Yeah.
black or blue screen of death.
Yeah, my first gaming laptop, I mean, I had that for a long time. I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. I want to say I
Right.
had it for like 5 to 6 years.
Damn.
And then something broke in the fan and it stopped airing out and then it started overheating. And I was like,
Oof.
and then one day it just wouldn't turn on anymore. And I'm like, oh, she's gone.
Rest
It
in
was a,
peace, little buddy.
yeah, it was like an MSI laptop. And I fucking love that thing. That, that got me a long way before I got my desktop.
Which is understandable. And plus, of course, later on. And hey, Squiggles, and welcome for being the first time chatter. Right now, we're just doing an interview and stuff.
It's your
But,
boy, Squigs.
oh, goodness. But yeah. All right. I will ask one more question. And we will take a quick intermission break since we've been streaming for what, almost an hour?
Almost.
Yeah. All right. How do you approach your problems slash solving your streaming career?
Like problems involving my streaming career?
Yes, meaning like how do you approach your problems like when your OBS crash or nothing's working right, like the sound alerts or your model decide to be like, nope, not working today, that kind of thing.
I mean, I kind of accepted this scuff as just something, but when something like that happens, I do the first thing that everybody else does, and you swear. That's the first thing you do because you're just like, fuck, it's not working right. I guarantee you, like almost every streamer out there probably has done that. When like something goes wrong, they go like, damn it, or fuck. And like that's gonna be your first step.
You know what I always say when nothing goes right?
Mm,
One of my friends heard me say this before and they said, yep, that's Southern. Do you know why?
what was it you said?
This is what I said. Every time when something does not work and I have scuff moments, I usually just say, son of a bitch, you up the stairs, throw away the key and call me Alice.
That was a lot to take in right there. That was a lot to take in.
No, seriously, I said that before right in front of my friend, and they started laughing or whatever. Oh, goodness. But yeah,
Yeah, usually it's like all about becoming familiar with stuff. Like, even there's like some things like with OBS, I still don't know um a lot. Like, especially dealing with audio. That's
right.
one issue I have on there because then sometimes I echo, and then sometimes I only echo to myself, or sometimes I echo to my audience. But then when I turn off the echo to the audience, I start echoing in my own ears, and I'm like, why am I echoing? I don't get
Oh.
it.
Oh, there is a thing called Steel Series GG client that does work. That really does work.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because my friend Emirath, if he's still here, did basically showed me on how to use it and everything. And Amarath is really good at this. He is. And he's a
Oh
sweet bean
okay.
too. Yeah. If I do talk to him on Discord or whatever, I'll probably have to add you two together, like create a DM. And he can help you guide through and all that stuff too on how to work the Still Series GG client.
Okay. I'll have to take a
Mhm.
look at that and see what it does and everything.
But yeah, it really works great, all thanks to him. Because I didn't know what to do when I had my VR headset and everything. And let's just say if somebody raised me or donates, whichever, and I'm thinking, okay, how come this isn't working, blah, blah, everything, I'm like, what am I
Hmm.
doing wrong? I even tried recording and it would be fine in my end, blah, blah. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to ask a friend how to do this, on how to do this.
Yeah, I mean
So,
that's a good idea. Like when I used my VR headset the first time in stream, I had to ask somebody. I'm like, how do you? Is there something for like you do to be able to see chat? Like and I had them like I did a small test stream, and I'm like, okay, how's this? How's it sound? Just so I can make sure everything was all good.
right, which is understandable.
And it's good to have somebody who knows, because then they
All
were able
right.
to point me to how to fix it.
Or to have some of your community members, saying, okay, we cannot hear this, we cannot hear that. But as I tell some certain streamer friends, well, you know who I'm talking about because he never does a test stream always. But
Hmm.
yeah, I say do a test stream, make sure it works and everything. And for your category, just do where it says test, test, all that, so your community and people who knows can know that you're doing a test run stream to make sure everything works and stuff. Besides, if you do it by yourself and everything, you're like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. And you can make it worse, you can make it good. It's just whatever.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
it's all just comes down to like knowing people or learning it yourself.
Right. All right. Since we've been going for almost an hour, so we are going to take a quick intermission break and we will be right back. But if you need to get something to eat, something to drink, need a stretch, move around, whatever you have to do, we'll be here still, but it will be a few minute break. All right. We'll be right back.
sure, sure.
All right, chat, I'm back. Okay, let's
And so
see
am I.
here. Welcome back. Um, okay, here is another question. How do you handle like the bots, the people who are being trolls or chaotic in a bad way? How do you
Oh,
handle that?
just instant ban. It's just like, don't bring that stuff here. Get out of here. We're here to
Yeah,
have a good time. Like, when the chat's here to have a good time. Don't ruin it for anybody. Just like, just get out of here. And then, like, if one of my mods isn't there, I just take care of it personally and get them out. Like, you don't need to be doing that stuff in here. Just you know how to be respectful of other people and not come in here and just like try to ruin a good time. Just
right, right.
most people have it stated like even in their rules too. Like here are the boundaries you don't cross here.
That is true, but have you ever had like a child come into your stream before or talk onto your thing even though it says like 16 or 18 plus or who knows?
I always have mine marked as 18 plus because I don't want to risk having like a minor come in,
Mhm.
especially if I'm saying something really bad. And I just like I always write 18 plus on all my streams just so it's like just to keep it that way, keep it safe for me, keep it safe for them. So
Right.
then everybody's safe, everybody's happy.
Which is understandable, but I have mine 16 plus cuz some people who are 16 and younger tend to be assholes at time, and yes, I did say that. I said some, but other times when they're 16 and getting up there to be 17 and stuff, they tend to be real sweethearts. And they act mature for their age, even though sometimes they would sound like they're in their 20s or close to their 30s. And they're only what, like 16 or 17? You're like, damn.
I didn't know puberty hits multiple times. That's crazy.
All right. And sometimes they'll even hit them when they're 13, which is true.
Uh, yeah, I've seen that like 6 foot tall, like 13-year-olds and stuff. Just like,
Yeah.
wow.
And sometimes puberty will miss it all. Because I'm not going to go into full names about this one, but I did talk to somebody before and they were like 21, but they sounded like they were, what, 12 years old? And
Wow.
there's nothing wrong with that. I
Well, I
I
mean, I'm
seen
sure he hates getting carded all the time.
it was a girl.
I'm sure she hates getting carded all the time.
Yeah, and half of the time, and you probably seen this before on TV and all, people who are like in their 30s or whatever, a certain age and stuff, they always get mistaken as a little kid. It's like, no, I am this age or whatever. And they said, no, you're this age. And it's just like, oh my God. Even people that are 5'2" or under gets mistaken as a child.
I too, that's pretty small.
Right. And say, for example, a woman is about what, 5 foot? And she looks like she's 16, but technically she's like in her 30s, married and everything. And people will basically judge the book. It's like, what the hell, people?
People do be like that.
Yeah.
They,
Anyways, would you like to care to? Oh, you already did that one. Like, share any interests you're trending or developing in your industry English. You
I'm
know,
like, what?
I don't know. English is hard. Okay, English is hard.
Yeah, I don't know. You lost me. Like when it's like, yeah, you lost me partway in there.
Industries. Okay, English is
Industry.
hard. Yeah, industry. Right, squiggles.
I used to think I was short, but apparently I'm a little above average height. It's just I'm surrounded by tall people, and that's why I always thought I was short.
Dude, in real life, I used to be 5'7", and then I told Squiggles here I am 5'5" in real life, but I put my character at 5'2" because, well, I'm getting close to that height.
Small. You're
I will
shrinking.
bite you. I will bite you. I will kick you in the shins.
I'll send a step ladder then so you can't reach me. It's fine. Cause
Mm,
like I'm 5'10", but then all the people I was hanging out with for a while, they're all 6 foot and above, like 6'5", six
yeah.
foot seven. So I'm like, I just always thought I was short. Then it turns out I'm not that short. I'm apparently a little above average height. Because if I remember right, somebody said average height of a male, it's like they say it's like 5'8", 5'7", or something like that.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh, so I'm a little above average if anything. But I always thought I was just short.
But yeah, every time when I have to look at up at, I have been drinking milk squiggles, but every time when I drink milk, I get sick. The only milk I can have is oat milk. Okay. Ay, ay, ay.
Milk the oats. They just kind of get the udders on the oat and just kind of.
Oh my God.
Is that how they milk an oat?
No, no, they probably crushed it into kind of a powdery thing and then add something to it to make it look like a milk color. I don't know. Just a guess.
I just think they milk the oats. It's fine.
Oh my God. All right. Here is another question. Would you like to share any upcoming projects or collabs that you're planning to do in the near future? Or is this a surprise?
I am. I've been working on wanting to bring music into my streams
Oh, nice. What kind of music, if I may ask?
because I mean I have a drum kit that's actually right here. Oh, I just almost tugged my headphones straight out, but that's like right over here next to my computer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm been wanting to get into a more formal practice with it because I've tried playing a lot by ear, but I have a feeling I'm like missing on a lot of technique and everything to
Right,
have that.
right.
Yeah, that's why like I wanted to have something more formal, and then I want to try to bring that to streams.
So by formal, you meaning like soft calm, relaxing music that fits your vibe?
No, more like I'm talking about like learning with drums, like learning like proper technique and like things like that. So
Okay.
it doesn't come off as sloppy or like off beat and losing count and stuff.
Hmm. Squiggles says, "Ah, we got a drummer."
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm trying. I'm
Yeah,
trying. I
and
mean
it's
the
okay, Squiggles.
I mean the kit I got, it's a 6, 7, 10. I have uh like a 10-piece kit,
Okay.
which is like most most people standard like I think have like maybe 8 or 7 piece, but I went with like a bigger kit just to have more options. And I didn't even get a double kick for it either.
Hmm. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I know a couple of people who could probably help you with this since they have the ear for music, but who would it be is a question.
I know I've seen some people who are especially like musician VTubers, and I know one that's
Right.
particularly a also a drummer.
Hmm. Well, the one I know, he just plays the flute, but now he's becoming a singer.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Hmm. Yeah,
If I thought I had any kind of pleasant voice, I'd probably try singing too, but I was like, oh no, that's cool.
I suck at singing.
Yeah, I can't control my pitch. I don't know how,
Neither
so
can
I don't
I.
even bother.
Right. Okay. Here is another question. How do you balance your real life with your professional life of being a streamer? How do you balance that?
By simply not having a life. Well, that's hard because it's just the way I've been doing it is I just don't make plans. when it comes to streaming, I do not make plans. I just stream when I can. So that way, there's no set schedule. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna miss this. I'm late. It's just like, nope. Like, oh, like I got an extra 4 hours before I need to go to sleep for work tomorrow. Stream time. That's just how I roll with it. I just plan to stream around everything else because I got other things I need to get done. I got work I get. I gotta be rested and ready for. There's other things I need to do. So I always kind of put streaming as like it goes around everything else.
Which is understandable.
Hmm.
But it can be challenging at times too, if you think about it.
Yeah, keeping a consistent stream, especially if you end
Right?
up getting sick or you kind of burn yourself out, then it's hard to get back into it.
You're not wrong about that one. Because when I did that, the June month Trevor project and everything, never again for a whole month. And I had to stop a few times when I wasn't feeling well. My energy was burned out, but I pushed through some and did my best.
Yeah.
But yeah. But of course, with the charity events I do and stuff, if I would say, hey, if you want to donate, here's the link, blah, blah, blah. And if you don't donate, that's fine. You being here, showing your support is good enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's all good
Hmm.
with having the
Right.
viewers, the lurkers, just whoever.
Right. And for myself, I try to balance real life and along with the streaming because I try to plan out things ahead. But back in Ishgard, my hometown and stuff, before I moved up here to Gridania, which is true. But back in Ishgard, I couldn't do plans at all. If I try to make a plan or whatever, then it's like, nope, I can't. So, yeah, it was just basically I had to play by ear on that point. I couldn't make a schedule. At times I would just to play by ear and stuff. And when that time comes, and I'll be like waiting and waiting and waiting. Nope. So, since I moved up here to Gridania, I basically play by ear, trying to think, okay, what would be a good time for doing this? And of course, I used to be able to stream when I was working at my old place. I used to be able to stream. What was it? Goodness, I'm trying to remember. Monday, I didn't. No, wait, it was Monday. I streamed because I had Tuesdays off. I didn't stream Tuesday, Wednesday, but I streamed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I didn't stream Sunday at all. But then later on, it was moved around because I streamed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and didn't stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wait, no, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But
Yeah,
then
like
it,
for me,
yeah.
when I first started for the first couple of months, I streamed every day. I think for like 2 or 3 months, I streamed every day. And
Oof.
yeah, then after I was getting set back into a schedule, I didn't do weekends and Wednesdays. So I'd
Right.
be two a break, and then, well, I mean Saturdays was kind of up in the air, but like Sundays I didn't stream. And
Well,
now it's just kind of like when I can get time, I'll go stream.
yeah. But of course, when people message me saying, hey, would you collab with me, blah, blah, whatever kind of thing. And I'm like, let me see what happens. Let me play by ear just to be safe, and I will let you know. And of course, if, say, for example, you and I have a stream at, let's just say tomorrow at 9 o'clock p.m., okay? And I am home still on Saturday, but around certain time, like my sister and sister-in-law says, hey, let's go do something or whatever. And we left the house at 4 p.m., okay? And we were out still. And when it gets close to about, oh, let's say 7 o'clock and stuff, and we're still out, I'm thinking, oh boy. So I message you and say, hey, I am going to be a bit late because we're still out. I will let you know when I'm home. And when I set everything up, I will go ahead and start the stream.
Hmm.
That's the thing with me. I always let people know ahead.
People who's collabed with me know that sometimes, yeah, I do will plan. I'll be like, yeah, let's do this like, in a couple days on in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
But or in the evening. But then there are people, certain people, very certain people who know that I will message them an hour before my stream and be like, "Hey, let's collab." And then
Oh, oh,
I've
honey.
done that to I do that too, like especially like Wolf is a victim of that. I do that to him a lot. But he's just kind of he's just used to it, you know? He's just used to it. He is fine.
Right. And for me, I what talk to you ahead about it and everything because when had somebody that was supposed to do an interview with me and everything else, and then they said, "Oh, I can't," and I'm like, "That's fine, I'll find somebody," and then that's when I came to you before we got close to the end of September because right now we're on the 13th, Friday the 13th,
Yep, Friday the 13th.
Jason's holiday.
Yeah, it's a lucky day. Jeez.
Yeah, if you kind of think about it, if you spell out the months, like June, July, but you stop at July and go like July, August, September, October, November, what does that spell out?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So basically, you know what they should do? Every time when Friday the 13th comes on, they should make that like a Jason's holiday.
Make it a federal holiday.
Yes.
Everybody take this day off. It's kind of
Yes.
like what's it called? It's like the purge. Like people in hockey matches go around like with machetes.
But still. No, basically, we would just stay home, watch movies like Jason.
I don't know the last time I've seen a Friday the 13th movie.
Fair. Okay, here is a next question for you. What was the biggest challenge you have faced when you were streaming? What was the biggest challenge as a streamer?
Learning learning OBS. That thing is not very user friendly at first. When you're looking at it, you're like, what does all this mean? That thing
Right?
was not that thing is not user friendly. You have to take a minute, you have to drink it in what you're looking at, you have to learn it, and then you when it updates and changes everything and screws up all your stuff, then you got to learn like how did I even do this?
All right.
Yeah, that thing is not user friendly.
Uh,
Given I think that when you get a certain tech savvy, then it's then
right,
it's
right.
good.
Oh, and Cornelia, to do that, you basically have to use the aetherite currents or the crystals, and it shows where ask a question to a guest, which is 500 aetherite crystals. Because I thought, what the hell, make it 500 because, some people tend to spam it like crazy. I mean, that's fair, right?
Yeah. I mean, 500 shows they've been around too.
All right. Okay,
My
Cornelian has a question for you.
was my first stream game.
Well, yeah, your first stream game you bought
The
or
first
played.
the the first stream game I ever played was Poppy Playtime. Like that's why that series holds a special place for me just because it's the first one I ever played. And I have these clips of like me playing it and just my reactions to some parts and then there was even a part when the game kind of I guess it kind of bugged out because I got cornered by the monster and I was like, "Oh, crap." But then she kind of crawled up on the walls, crawled around me and went back the way she came and I was like, was I supposed to die here? Like what happened?
It's like, nope, fuck you, you're done.
Because I seen how people dodge her there and I'm like, "Okay." Because for people who know Poppy Playtime, it's when Mommy Longlegs is chasing you and you have to reach up and look up and grab onto a grapple point and pull yourself up, so she runs underneath you.
Hmm.
And so, but then instead, I ran into that corner, and I was like, "Oh crap, I'm gonna die!" But then she just kind of went around me, and I was like, "Oh well, I guess." Mine was Arma 3 and Satisfactory. I don't think I know those games. I'm not sure if I know those
I
ones.
don't know either. This is my
That's
first time
cool.
hearing about it.
Yeah, I don't think I know those games, but I mean, like, it's. I always wanted to start my channel, like on horror, because like horror's always just been one of my favorite genre of video games. Even though I'm not good at handling it, I do love me a good horror game.
Right. For horror games, I am used to, which is Silent Hill and Resident Evil. Those I'm okay with. But Phasmophobia, oh God, when I first started playing that with some friends, I literally, hold on. Sorry.
Let's see.
Thanks. But I literally felt my heart jumped out of my chest into my throat. That's how scared I was.
Yeah, it's given I think after playing it for so long, you get kind of desensitized to it, but it still sets a good atmosphere. But
Right.
then, but like I got a little desensitized to it. I think it's because I played other ones that are like it, but have the scares are much more intense.
That's just understandable.
Yeah, so I think like I just kind of got used to phasmophobias a bit. But given I haven't played it so long, and I heard there's updates and a lot of new stuff, and I was like, oh, I need to check that out eventually.
Okay. All right. Next question. What motivates you to keep pushing forward in your streaming career?
I think it comes back to what inspired me to do it in the first place was
Yeah,
just
but
like,
what I'm meaning is basically who keeps motivating you to keep pushing forward? Who keeps motivating you? Like your friends, your community, even when you think about, oh, I'm not going to stream anymore or I'm going to that kind of thing. But who motivates you to keep going forward?
well, yeah, I was still going on with that. Like it comes back to why I started. The thought of the person who just needed a laugh, someone that they can just kind of chat with in the chat and have a better day. Like the thought that maybe I can do that for someone, that keeps me going.
Right. And now you're with a fallen angel, aren't you?
Hmm.
Yeah, and she keeps pushing you forward, so does your community and everybody. Because a few times you're thinking, or probably said that you're thinking about taking a break. What I mean is by a break, by what streamers would say, graduating from streaming.
Mm,
But yeah, and of course, she kept pushing you through, and so did your community and your closest friends and stuff. And boom, here you are.
yep.
Hmm. But for me, a few times I thought about stopping stream or whatever, and I was thinking, I thought so many thoughts going inside my head, but I had a couple of friends who've been streaming for what, maybe 3 or 4 years or longer. They kept inspiring me, saying, hey, what you're doing is really good. You're chatting with the community, you're showing support, you're trying to make them feel safe, feel comfortable, all that kind of stuff. All right, Cornelia, what is your question? We just we just gotta wait till Cornelia says something
Yeah.
because I got a question for you, another one.
All right.
But yeah, oh goodness, and I need to refix the Streamlabs where it has the exclamation Trevor project. I keep forgetting to remove that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's just say the hamster brain is still going, but I mean the hamster wheel, but
On a scale of wrong to cute, what do you think of chai? Cute bean. I think that's like the general consensus too.
uh, Can someone bonk him, please? Can someone bonk him, please?
I'm just answering the question.
Oh my god. I am not cute, damn it. I swear. Now you see what I have to do? Ow. You bonked me instead. Oh my
It's fine.
god.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't know. Every time
Okay.
I really like that name because every time I look over, I just think it's your boy Squigs. It's every time I look over, I think like I say that in my head whenever I say that name. It's your
Oh my
boy.
god. Oh my god. Squiggles, really? Okay, I am trying to find a good question to ask you next. Hmm. This is a challenging one. Okay. When oh, thank you, Cornelian. But here is a question I do always ask at the end of the stream for some communities I interview. Have or are you planning on staying a VTuber or do you plan on, you know, what I'm meaning is basically in the near future, do you continue on becoming a streamer or are you going to take a break and all in the
I
near
don't know.
future?
I just think I'm going to keep just rolling with it. Just keep, I still want to stream, so I'll keep streaming. Like I don't think I'm going to be stopping anytime soon, so I think it's safe to say that I'm just going to keep going.
Which is understandable.
Hmm.
Okay, next question. If anybody wants to be a streamer or decides to become a streamer, what would your advice be to them? What would your advice be to them?
I think we talked about this.
I don't remember. I have a short-term memory loss.
Because I said before, the whole to make sure you like streaming, and then I brought that story about the guy who
Yeah.
bought all this stuff and then he doesn't even stream because he doesn't like to.
Yeah, I remember now. Let's just say
Yeah,
my brain is like a hamster wheel. It's turning and all, but my hamsters either got yeeted or holding on for its dear life.
it's like the wheels just squeaking. You need some
Are you sure
WD
it's not the
forty.
hamster? Are you sure it's not the hamster squeaking?
Hamsters like.
All right. Um, Here is the next question. How do you approach decision making in your streaming career?
Um, I mean, as just being a
Meaning,
um
like how do you approach decision making? If you're thinking about playing this game and then with a certain friend like you did before that you started playing uh you get what I mean. Basically, when you told us the story about how you and your friend was going to play Tiny Tina's Wonderland and they never messaged you back or talked to you, then later you were like, okay, I'll play Poppy's Playtime too.
it was that in that particular instance, that Poppy's Playtime was like I had that in mind as a solo game that I was gonna play another day, but since he wasn't available that day, I was like, okay, well, I guess then I'll just roll with it and we'll just do Poppy Playtime. I think I ended up doing that until I beat that game.
Right.
Then, but when it comes to other ones, I mean, I try to keep my finger on the pulse of like what really interests me, especially for RPGs and horror, since
Hmm.
that's kind of like my brand of content right there.
Right.
And I try to make plans so like, okay, when this comes out, I'm gonna do this. Like when Silent Hill 2 comes out next month, I am going to play that. I'm going to be streaming it as soon as I can because I love the Silent Hill series.
which is true. And I do love Silent Hill. But here is another question I do have to ask as well for myself.
Mhm.
When you do plan to stream, do you go more into single player mode with just chatting with your friends or playing the game by yourself? Or do you rather have to do a collab than play alone and without talking to people? Which one
I
do
mean,
you prefer?
that's such a situational question because it's like there are times when I mean, I do love collabing, playing with my friends and or other people I like to play games with and just uh playing something like Outlast Trials. That's just or like Among Us, things like that. Like it's fun to do that with friends. But I mean, there are some games that I do that yeah, but there is no option. It's only one player. Like people like watching me play Elden Ring. I fucking hate that
Mhm.
game, but I do it anyways.
Right?
That game makes me mad, but I do it.
Which is understandable. For myself, I sometimes play single player games, but I'd rather do it with people I trust and know and enjoy playing video games with. Because if you think about it, when you're doing it with yourself, there is a little bit of entertainment kind of thing. But with friends and all, well, you get the idea. Basically, there's more chaos, more laughter, more scuff with them. It's just with your friends and everything, and people you just talk to. If you're playing a single player game, you're just talking to them, keeping your brain focus on the game and talking. That kind of situation, you know?
Yeah, like when you're with somebody else, you have things to bounce off of.
Hmm.
Like or bounce like you have like um to bounce your ideas off of or like
Right.
whatever you have to say. And even then too, just playing a game together, it's I mean, that's always just fun.
Right. And sometimes you'll just do just chatting, or they watch your stream and you're doing this. And, sometimes you just want to have a calm, relaxing stream with nobody around or whatever. And it's just you just listening to music, playing this game, and you're like, okay, this is calm, relaxing. And then I'm not kidding, but maybe probably what, maybe an hour or two, you're like, okay, I'm bored. I want to play with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Like
Right.
when you just want to, you're like, I want to play this with somebody. Like I have games I wish other people had, but nobody plays them.
Right.
So I'm just like, well, I guess I'll just play this alone then. I just wish some people played some of these games I have, but I think
Right.
they're like so old. I don't think anyone really plays them anymore. But I mean, they're there.
But again, I think we talked about this before, but sometimes with a certain type of games, people may enjoy, some people may not. It's just people have different point of view of the games they played. Because, say for example, if I suggest Final Fantasy 14 to you to give it a try, give it a play, and everything, but then you'll be saying, okay, I gave it a try, it's mm, decent and everything, but along with that you have to do quite a few payments and all that kind of stuff, with a subscription and how heavy the
Yeah.
game is, kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah. And me and my friends will probably tell you the same thing, like we told other people as well. ARR is kind of a minish game, but if you keep pushing forward and you have your friends, they're helping you try to get fast to the story, all that blah blah and kind of stuff, off a stream, not on stream, but you get what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
because
they.
like I, especially
Mhm.
like online games, those are a lot more fun. Like I mean, I have some I play offline or like
Right.
not on stream. They're like games for me, but I play them with like Fallen or I play them with other friends I have.
Right. But what I mean is basically with Final Fantasy 14 and stuff, let's put it this way. 14 is a good game, but when ARR is kind of meh, But I had friends that kept pushing me forward and forward and forward until I got the new expansion pack. Until I got to the next expansion pack. Oh my god, the story perfect, the music, wow.
I mean, Final Fantasy, like that's just a series that's known for its like having some really like banger music.
Yeah,
Oh, and
but with
I saw something in your chat too.
oh
Bad Company 2. Oh yeah, I love that game.
but yeah, but like I said, it just depends on the person's point of view of the game or whatever. Cause oh god, what I think you and I played a game together or that kind of situation. Oh, what
I
was it? Oh
mean,
yeah.
did we recently play like Goose Duck?
Yeah, and I try to figure out how to make it where it was just people on my friends list or your friends list can join like friends only, but we had Fallen do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I trust her more than I trust myself, honestly. And if you kind of think about it, some people enjoyed it, some people didn't. It's just they have different takes of it.
Yeah,
Because at first, you guys told me about Sketchy Contract, didn't you?
I think so.
Yeah, at the time. And I was hesitant at first. I'm thinking, how scary is it? And Paul's like, oh, it's not that scary.
It's not that
And
scary. Then you got stabbed in the face by a doll.
oh my God, I remember.
Seeing it from your view made it even funnier when I saw the clip. I was like, oh, that's like that's just hilarious.
Yeah, but of course, we had a few laughs and stuff. I was kind of a hesitant at first. I was like, I don't know about the game. But I did say I would give it a try, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I really like it. It's really fun, it's entertaining, and it made us laugh, which
Yep.
is true.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Ah, goodness. I swear, I don't know what I'm going to do anymore. All right. Uh, we already talked about that one. We already talked about that one. Okay. Here is a question I do have to ask you.
Okay.
How are you feeling right now? Do you want to still keep going with these questions or
Yeah, I mean, if you got more questions to ask, yeah, I'm down to answer some more.
all right, but I'm just wondering on how you're feeling and everything.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. And
I'm
chat,
good.
if you have any questions for our special guest here, Shaddix, you're more than welcome to ask. Anyways, I don't care if they're stupid. I don't care if they're jokingly. It's just whatever you want to ask about Shaddix here. But, and Shaddix, do you have any questions you want to ask me that you want to know some about me? Or
Mm-hmm.
like what?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if any questions come to my mind like right now. Yeah, if I think of something, I'll let you know. But I got nothing right now.
Hmm. Which is fine and stuff.
Mm.
Oh, I did have a few friends that did say this is stuff. And okay, here is a question I do have to ask. How would you act and respond if your family found out you were a streamer? How would you react to that?
They know I'm a streamer.
Mm.
They know I am an online anime character. They know.
But how do they feel about it is the question.
Um, I think it was mainly indifference.
Mm.
Like it was treated with mainly indifference, except for like maybe like one or two people who really encouraged it and were like, "Yeah, like go for it. That's cool." And they've been to my stream a couple of times, supported it.
Hmm.
But then it wasn't until I hit around like 400 followers, I think it was, then all of a sudden, my mom was like saying like, "Oh, like, like," she's like saying like, "Oh, that's a big number." And then also now she's supportive of it. I'm like, yeah, like I guess.
Yeah, but with my folks back home in Ishgard, oh boy. Let's just say if I told them about this or anything and all that, no.
So
Because,
like I'm an animated dragon online.
yeah, and basically, let's just say some certain things my mother and stepdad would try to put inside my head or try. It's just, I'm sorry, but streaming is kind of my hobby and a safe space. I'm sorry, but it's like my safe space and my hobby. My sister and sister-in-law supports me all the way, and they do.
I mean, yeah, if you like it, it's all good. And then as long as like the only other thing I guess I can say that is like as long as you're not sacrificing so many things. Like if you're not good, like if you had a job and all of a sudden you're not going to work just to stream, if you're giving up like paying or like doing things you need to do just to stream, and like you're sacrificing your own health just to stream, like that, there's a line to be drawn.
Right, and this is the reason why I always set the time and stuff because let's see, before Thor got hurt and everything, I always had to take care of the cats at 9 o'clock, so I set the time to 9:30 and everything else. So that's why I streamed at night. Because let's just say I stream at night when my sister's working and my sister-in-law's working. Me, I sometimes work on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and so that's why I said no stream on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Well, except Wednesday night. Because
Hmm.
basically it lets me do whatever I want and no one's hogging up the Wi-Fi and everything else. But my sister-in-law says, "Oh, you can still stream in the morning." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So I don't have to wait till you guys go to bed and all that." They said, "No, you can stream in the morning." But still, I said I'd rather still stream at night because you get the priority of it.
Hmm.
But yeah, but that's why I tell people I stream at nighttime because one of my friends I talked to on voice chat before and I told him about the situation I was doing. Oh
Hmm.
God, I think it was back in what was it? May. Yeah, May when I was on my hiatus. And sometimes I will be gone for what, maybe a few days and stuff because of work, taking care and spending time with family, blah blah, whatever. Okay, but when I was just in a voice call with a few friends and they joined, and I told them about the charge project I was doing, and basically, and I'm gonna let chat know about this. I do have a list and stuff like who have it on my talk show and stuff, along with who I get to collab. And I told my friend about this. I said I got people for June, July, and I wrote down I have August on a hiatus because I try to plan it out what would be a good day for me to take a break from streaming from my point of view, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And that way I'm gaining energy and I'm not doing too much streaming and everything else. But when I told him about that, he's like, Chai, that's a good idea. And I did ask him and stuff. He's like, put me down for on November on such and such day, such and such. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, whoa, 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 slow down, slow down. I'll put your name down, but since we're still in, what, in May and stuff, I said I will let you know on October, close to the end of it. Then I will message you and say, hey, what would be a good time? What would be a good day? What game do you want to stream together? That kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's a good idea. So like you are more close to the day, so you don't forget things.
right. And plus, it will give the time the person to be like, oh, I got a stream with this such and such person.
Hmm.
And if they forget, you could just message them saying, hey, we have a collab on this certain month. So I, since we're in October, not October, we're in September, I got another collab going on the 15th and the 29th of September. Okay. Okay, I will let this one slide, Squiggles, since you're still new and you don't have the points for it, but I will redeem it for you. Okay. But there you go, Squiggles. All right, I did the redeem for Squiggles.
Okay.
They said, "What advice would you give to someone who is considering streaming at some point?"
Well, there's several pieces. Like one is that first one I had said before is make sure that you like streaming because doing a couple test streams, um, just to like get a feel to see like if you like it. Because I mean, even in the beginning, I didn't want to stream. I wanted to make videos, but then I ran into the block of that I don't know how to edit for shit, and I was just screwed. So I was like, well, I'll try streaming then because I was planning just to do a little streaming on the side, but then I ended up loving streaming. So then that's when I was like, yeah, I want to stream. I think I like this a lot better. And plus, I still don't know how to edit, so I can't do jack shit with videos. So, but yeah, it's about like finding a comfortable place for you because in the end, it needs to be comfortable, fun for you, and that's what's important. Because if you're not having Well, I say it's not like what are you doing if you're not having fun? But then again, I play Elden Ring, but I guess I'm having some form of fun with that, but at the same time it's just like self-flagellation, but it is what it is.
Which you're not wrong on that one too. And also, if you kind of think about it, it depends on how comfortable you are in the streaming community. Because some people I know, they usually start out what as a face cam streamer first, or just a regular picture they find and use, or they use the free roid, which is free, of course.
Mhm.
But yeah, so usually you got to find what makes you feel comfortable and everything if you want to be a streamer or a face cam streamer, whatever you want to be.
Yeah, and that's
But
I guess another thing too, because you mentioned the
mhm,
Vroid.
right.
Uh Doing research because you can find out there's a lot of free stuff to help your stream. And then you can also find out like what's the best bang for your buck for what you're aiming to do,
Mhm.
like in terms of like hardware and
Right.
just like there's just a lot of free stuff. Like before I got my custom like layouts and overlays and everything, I used a site where they have some free ones that you can just use. Given it's like it'll their name will pop up in the bottom every once in a while, but it's like yeah, it's free to use and they look good. So
Right.
it was something neat to have.
Right. And I think I showed you my old Vera before when tried making her and stuff. Didn't I, Shadax?
Yes, I believe you
Yeah.
did.
And it was my first time doing it. Then later on, I got a little bit better because I had some help with some friends with, adding the scales and helping me add the horns. But except they didn't have the certain horns of my character from 14 because it was like, what, curved backwards? But it wasn't kind of almost like a fish scale kind of way.
So you're a fish dragon. Okay.
I am not a fish dragon. Okay.
Just,
And
I mean, I don't judge. It's
yeah,
fine.
but here's the thing. And of course, when I was like thinking about becoming a streamer, I'm thinking, okay, with my character and all, I'm thinking, okay, what should I dress her up as? And I was thinking, okay, I found a crop top I like. I thought, okay, a sweater crop top would work because, I thought it would fit. And then later I placed it on. I'm thinking, ugh, being the way the color is and everything, I'm going to re edit this. So I edited it, trying to make it kind of a pastel color. I mean, it kind of worked.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, when I saw the stomach and I look underneath it, I'm like, nope. And don't get me wrong. Some YouTubers are nice and everything. I said some, but others, they go to the point where it just, But I'm not going to full detail about that.
Yeah, actually, I've had um. Okay, don't let me explain before you completely judge me. I was following someone who is like more of a YouTuber on Twitter, but this was a long time ago, and the reason I was following them is because they were friends with my friend, and
Right.
they were saying like follow my friend, and I'm like okay, I'll follow your friend. But this person ended up getting involved in a huge fiasco, like a huge
Oof.
fiasco that they caused. And an innocent person basically was like um was harassed by
Damn.
their following, and that's like thousands of people. They had
Oof.
a pretty big following, or hundreds, thousands. Yeah, I would say at least hundreds.
Certain
They
amount
went,
number.
yeah, like a really high number, because
Right.
this person just came back, also had all these harassing messages, and then it turns out like it wasn't that person's fault, and it was something the YouTuber had said, and then they tried to delete the post
Right.
to like try and still play victim, and I was like, no, I can't do that. I'm following, like, I don't want to be involved with a person like that just in any way
Right.
like this. Let's not do this. Like, a wise content creator once said, "You do you, I'll do me, and we won't do each other."
Right. And if you kind of think about it, some YouTubers I know, and some of them are dragons, some of them are whatever. But yet, the thing is with these YouTubers, some of them I am friend. You're not wrong, Squiggles. But some YouTubers are really kind, sweet, gentle people. It just depends. And you know the old saying, never judge a book by its cover, read a few chapters. If you understand and know the history of this lewd YouTuber from their point of view, not everybody else's, but from your point of view, from the streamer or whoever you're hanging out with off stream, if you get to know them more, you would understand. And basically, and you see what this person, like a rando or some of their quote unquote followers would say something about, oh, this person's just, you'd be like, what the hell? Sure, for me, I listen to both sides of the stories. I'm thinking, okay, this doesn't make sense. And the other one kind of makes sense. And I try to put the two and two together. Sure, I will ask for help. And like I said, I will listen to both stories of what's going on between the streamer and their community. It's just like, what the hell? And I try not to get involved with it, but it just makes me curious because you know they're saying the curiosity killed the cat.
Fish dragon, yes.
Yeah, but of course I try to stay away from that kind of situation. But somehow it always attracts me to be like, okay, what's going on here? I want to know. It's just I'm trying to help, and I try to be the helpful person and everything. You know?
I guess the curiosity is natural. That's like a natural thing. You get curious. You're like, oh,
Right.
what happened? But like me, like I like, especially when it comes to like, I've seen so much of the online drama, especially between content creators. I'm just like, if somebody's like heading in that direction, I'm like, nope. Like, let's not do it. Like, once again, you do you, I do me, that kind of thing.
Right.
Just like,
Right.
you go about your way. I wish you the best, but I'm not going to be hanging around.
Right. But usually, if it's somebody, like I'm not kidding about this, but with the bots and stuff, I tell people about this, and you already heard about it. And chat, you're going to hear about this again. The bots that usually will come up to me saying, "Hey, I want you to commission me." I'm like, okay, look, I'm sorry. And hey, Gear, how are you? But like I was saying, people who come up and say, "Hey, commission me," blah, blah, I'm like, nope. I block them instantly. And people like saying, "Why you block them?" This is what I'm gonna say. And yes, chat, I'm gonna repeat this again. People who do artwork, I only follow them. And I'm not kidding. I only follow them if one of the streamers I known for quite some time and they talk about their art parent, like their art mom, their art dad, the model rigger, blah blah, whatever, okay? Then I would be like, okay, let me go check out this person, see what the prices is, everything, because sometimes it's expensive, sometimes it's just whatever, But if they talk about them a lot on their streams, on Discord, on whatever site, then okay, I will follow this person. I may commission them in the future, near future. It just depends on what happens.
Hmm.
But if they come up to me and say, "Hey, I want you to commission," no, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I will
Or
not
they start off
commission
with that
you.
one question, like when they'll be like, they're like, I have a few suggestions so I can make your stream better. And
Yeah,
it's like, how about you shove off? Like, I didn't ask for your opinion. Like, you were
right.
messaging me.
I just hate people like that. And of course, when
I
I'm
mean,
not
they're
kidding
always
about
bots.
this. Yeah, there's always those spots. And of course, when like people do certain artwork or whatever and stuff, and I think I showed you some of my artwork I did. Yes, I use some bases. I am not really good at people. I will admit this, but I still credit the original artists who make the bases and stuff. I really do. And some artist people usually trace. And yes, I will admit I did trace and stuff, but that was only to make the body, okay? Everything else I did on my own. All right? Like the
Hmm.
hair, the eyes, the eyebrow, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have no artistic skill. All I can do is give ideas and be
Yeah,
like kind of okay, this is what I'm looking for, and that's about it.
right. And like I tell people, I said, and you remember the old emails I had before I did myself before I met Fallen?
Hmm.
Yeah, I told people, I was like, hey, these are the bases I use. I just did a little bit editing. The only thing I did was the coloring and the eyes. Okay. I did those myself. And which is true. And hey, Shadax. Oh, god damn it, Shadax. You mother.
Hi, funny
But
seeing you
yeah.
here.
Oh my god. But yeah. I swear, what am I going to do with you, hon?
Uh,
But you've probably seen a few people doing artwork by tracing and everything, right? On
I
stream?
mean, on stream, no.
I have, but
I
here's
don't
the
think I watched that many art streams.
yeah, yeah, but let's put it this way. People use the basis, like they find on certain websites and stuff or certain characters and they just use that base form and then turn it into their own character. And they're just using that because some people are not good at drawing people or animal, all that kind of stuff.
Mm,
But yeah, it's just and like I said, I do the same thing. I just use a mouse. Some people are talented without using. Because, how can I put this away? Even in art school, they say you could look at something and it'll be okay to kind of look like you're tracing it and stuff, but yet, some people, I'm not kidding about this. Some people who are artists, like Fallen, for example, who's my art mom, I showed her some bases that she could probably use and whatever.
mm-hmm.
And of course, you see the one who our dearest friend, Rosa, commissioned somebody and they did the same reference of that base they had, right?
Oh, I'm
You,
not sure if I saw that particular art piece, but
but you get what I'm meaning. Basically, where she
yeah.
had all the streamers that she mods for and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, that
yeah,
one, yeah.
yeah, and
Okay, yeah, that one.
yeah, and she asked us, oh, which place would you guys want to be? Blah, blah, whatever, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So technically, if you think about it, then, you know, and it's kind of like the same. If you look at the artwork along with the base she had, it looks almost the same, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, they use it as the what's the
Right.
term? The resource,
Reference sheet kind of thing.
the reference
Yeah, a
material. Yeah,
reference.
there we go.
Yeah. Some people may look like they traced it. Some even do a time lapse of it. It's just, I'm sorry, but I support people who draw nowadays. But with these bots that's going around, saying, oh, click this link for such and such viewers, along with, oh, I could do like what you said, better artwork for you, blah, blah, and everything else. And they use AI.
I'll let you know right now. I was really tempted to go into your chat and click this link from our viewers and put a link to your Twitch in there. I was really tempted to do that right now.
Don't you dare, because here's the story I got to tell you about this. When I was at, oh, what was it, a certain amount of followers, close to my 600 goal for followers and stuff, I looked and it showed a lot of bots follow me. I'm like, damn.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's just say I was like about, just a guess here, about 590 followers. I'm like, damn. I was about to take a screenshot. But I'm like, wait a minute, something's fishy. So I looked and it had bots of the Discord link saying, "Get here for such and such viewers or pay here for a lot of." No. I basically had to block out 90 of them. And I
God
was like
damn.
about what, maybe 506? But yeah,
Yeah, I've heard about people getting bot rated. I haven't been bot rated, but I have been hate rated.
I have not been hate rated. I have not been bot rated. But yeah, knock on wood. I'm sorry, I gotta do this. Knock on wood.
Yeah, like I was only hate rated once, and when they came in and saw like I had the Filipino tag
Mm-hmm.
in my tags, that's when they started saying a lot of racist stuff.
Ugh.
But my chat wasn't visible on the stream, and when they saw that I wasn't reading aloud what they said and they couldn't get what they were saying to appear on the chat, they ended up just leaving me alone. But yeah, just a group of guys came in and they were just trying to make things all bad for me and my chat.
Right, right. And that's what I'm meaning about the situation. Like, what do you deal with those kind of things when I ask you that question and stuff?
Well, I was trying to get a hold of my mods. I was like, ban these people, get them out of here.
Right, right. And then of course, you probably seen the one I posted and warned a few of my fellow warriors and
Hmm.
stuff about this one person's saying, because you know I was playing VR chat and it was tears of nowhere and blah blah and everything else, okay?
Hmm.
But this one person says I basically took this and did it to someone before, and I'm like, that is not even funny. And they said I did it as a joke, and it was. I'm like, no, it's not funny at all.
Hmm.
And I thought they were gonna be like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. With stuff like that, I don't want to have that to be joke around. I really don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, people have limits, and
Yeah,
especially when you learn somebody's limit, it should be respected.
you're not wrong about that one. But of course, let's put it this way. The other question I may ask, and what time is it for you?
Almost, yeah, like eight past 8:30.
So, do you have work tomorrow or no?
I don't, but
Hmm.
uh, I haven't eaten dinner, so
Okay, okay. We'll go with one more question, and you'll go get yourself something to eat, and I will find somebody to raid. Okay.
okay.
All right. Last question. Have you ever had someone young in your community joined, but they lied about their age just to watch streams before?
That has happened in a way, but it was not in that exact circumstance. When I was a mod in the first like Discord I was in, there was a guy who came in and he would always just say he's a college student. Turns out, yeah, he was a minor that he was very smart, so he could, like moved up in grades and was already in college. And he admitted that to me, and I was like, dude, you got to be forward with this. Otherwise, you're making this an unsafe place for a lot of people, including yourself. Like
Right,
you
right.
can't do that.
You're not wrong about that one.
Yeah, and then there was another guy who never admitted his age, but then would always say all this really suggestive stuff, and then he admitted his age to someone, and somebody brought it immediately to our attention. So we were like, dude, you can't do that. Don't do that.
Right.
Given on the same in the same vein, like I've had interactions with people who were like um they're like 16-year-old streamers, and they're
Mm-hmm.
very mature, and of course like
Right.
you tone down with them, and like they're respectable streamers. Like I respect them. They're
Right.
good people, and like you keep it clean with them, and then like it's cool.
Right. Just like I said, some people who are 16 and older act mature for their age. And I'm not kidding about this, but one time when I was playing VR chat with some of my friends and they were 17 and some were 20, okay? I was just playing that with them all that. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry, Topaz. It will be uploaded on YouTube, which is called Quest to the Light, which I forgot to post in here. Whoops. Sorry.
I think anyways, we were just talking about when like minors enter a community and like
Right.
trying to keep it safe for them by, like having that kind of information forward. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like we know this person isn't 18, so like like don't go there.
Right. Because here's a couple of stories I was gonna say. But one time, like I was saying, we were playing a hide and shriek, and I had a couple of kids come join me. One was 13 and stuff. And you know how I usually joke around with my friends on VR chat and everything on stream, right? Just for shits and giggles.
Hmm.
This one kid who was 13 years old, and we just got into the game, okay, because somebody pressed start, and I was just joking around with them, having fun, blah, 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 okay? Then when they pressed start, and this 13-year-old kid came up and be like, you're cheating, you're trying to beat the system, you're cheating. I'm like, dude, I'm just playing for fun. I am not going to cheat. And it's just, when he said that, I basically kicked his behind out.
I was gonna say like you said you kicked his behind. I was like you beat up a 13-year-old.
No, basically, I kicked him from my group because I made it group public and stuff so people can join or
Okay,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, and he was just being a little, I'm sorry,
It'd be a little noxious.
a gremlin, but worse.
I mean, gremlins can be fun to have around because they're just
Some,
chaotic, but yeah.
some, but the way he acted and everything, I'm sorry, but out. And then later on, this kid who was 15 years old, we played a little bit with them, on the game and stuff on VR chat. And I'm like, wait a minute. I asked how old they are, and they said they're 15. I'm like, and I said, I am so sorry. I gotta apologize for this, but this is a group public 16 plus only. I'm sorry. And they say, hey, it's okay, it's okay. Because they told me that their dad gave them the account. They are mature about it and stuff. And I asked when your birthday was, and they said they turned 15 in February, and we were in 2024. I'm like, oof, and I apologized and everything. And I said, but you can still play with us, and for a few rounds if you like. And but at least they were being grown up about it and being
Yeah, there.
honest along saying how old they are and understanding.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of drama over the social medias involving people lying about their age, especially to
Right?
and it's just like it just creates so many problems for a lot of people.
Right. Especially when, and I'm not kidding. Sure, there's some people who have like puppy love or something else with the VTuber community because sometimes some people will have a crush on a certain streamer or some streamers will start dating others. It's just, whatever.
Hmm.
But sometimes people don't want to be in a relationship with their community or it's just the situations they're going through and stuff. Because for me, this is the first time experience. This is the first time experience I had as a streamer. I am not kidding. A certain 18-year-old, and I'm not kidding, they're 18 and I'm 32, okay? Yes, I'm saying my real age. I would say 320, but I'm really 32, okay? They basically
Hey, that's
say,
funny. I'm 320.
but yeah, but of course they would say, "Oh, I want to be with you. I want to marry you. I want to have." I'm like, "Well, slow down, slow down. First of all, you're too young. Two, you're technically still a child. You know,
So like, say it,
but
Squigs.
right."
Your boy Squigs.
Oh my goodness. But anyways, why don't you go ahead and get something to eat? We'll do one more AFK, like a quick intermission break. But how long did huh?
I said, all right.
All right.
I guess I could just get something ordered.
True. Wait, where is Fallen anyways? Still at work or asleep or
She's at work.
ah, you go ahead and get you something to eat and chat, just to let you know if we do get back. There may be a little bit of ASMR, but we're probably gonna take what? Maybe a what would it be a good thing? Till your food gets here?
I guess I'm gonna order from somewhere near.
Yeah. But we will be right back. And if you need to get something to drink, something to eat, gotta use the restroom, don't worry, we'll be right back. And I am back, chat. All
Hmm.
right. Shaddix here did order his food, so we got a few moments until, the food gets here for him.
Yep. Just waiting.
Right.
Well, I mean, they're waiting for the order too, but we're all waiting.
It's just a waiting cycle and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shaddix, here is a question from me, not from about streaming or anything, but
Okay.
what do you think of the interview I'm doing with you?
It's cool. It's um, I haven't really done other than like job interviews. I haven't really done interviews, so it's a cool experience. It's new.
Right.
Yeah.
And would you suggest anybody who want to be interviewed by me or whoever you prefer? You know, basically
I think
meaning, sorry.
I was like, I think I just misunderstood what you said. I was not sure
You're
what you
probably just
meant.
hungry and I'm just half here. But what I'm trying to say is basically, would you suggest your friends, your collab partners,
Oh
whoever,
yeah, yeah. I'd say like if like if they're into like being interviewed like that and stuff, that like I'd um shoot them your name and be like, check out this you know the cute bean dragon.
I
Like
am
go
not
check her
cute,
out.
damn it.
Tell that to your chat. Yeah, but I'd like shoot them your name and send them your way.
Right. Oh, and for those who haven't seen the past streams of the talk shows, here is the link for it. It's called Quest of the Light. And I'm guessing you're probably wondering why I have it Quest of the Light, huh?
I just figured it's Final Fantasy 14 related.
Yep, everybody's getting it right because it's kind of like an MSQ kind of thing, getting more to more know. Basically, when you're playing a game and you go to a certain MSQ or side storyline, all that squiggles, I will deal with you later after stream.
It's your boy.
But yes, so I thought, hi, Jason. What's up? Incoming? What do you mean incoming? Oh, oh my God.
Like how the braid was preface incoming.
Hey, Jason. Hold on a second. Hello there. My name is Shy Halfling Dragon. I come from Ishgard. It's really great to meet each and every one of you. Hope your quest has been amazing than mine. Oh, hold on. Let me give you a shout out. But yeah, guys, if you don't know who Jason Flinch is, he is a sweet being. And I played Sea of Thieves with him, last night. But they are a real sweet being. And they are amazing. Good friend, too.
Are you fucking kidding me?
But yes, right now we're just doing a talk show. And Topaz was there, too.
Are you actually fucking kidding me?
But yeah, from those who came from Jason's raid, here are the commands, which I still need to fix. Here are my socials too. You're more than welcome to join me in my safe haven or Crystarium, or you can follow me on Twitter, Blue Skies. If you want to see the full video of content, yes, I do have Sea of Thieves. And I have YouTube. You're more than welcome to join the group of VR Chat, which is Safe Havens of Crystarium. Squiggles, you never asked for my stream name. Well, you know, the seven hells. English is hard. Okay, English is hard. But yes. And also, Jason, if you need to get something to eat, something to drink, all that, don't worry. I will keep your fellow warriors and adventurers safe at bay.
They've had Bay, like you're like poking him back with a chair, and you have the whip like back, Get down. Back.
Safe at bay, not whip at bay. Oh my god. See what I have to deal with here with at times. But yes, Squigs, I do have Sea of Thieves.
Here for the new people. There you go.
Damn it, Shadax.
That's for the new people.
Oh my god. All right, here we go. Shadax. Otta, otta.
Hey, that's supposed to be for chat.
Hey, you redeem it. You redeem it. You didn't say
I
in
redeemed
chat.
it on chat's behalf.
Oh, and also, Squigs, before I forget, we do have a mascot named Squimby, but I have him turned off because, well, I forgot to turn him back on. I was like kind of lazy. And there is, let's just say this, basically, I let chat scare me at times because we have what, but they're shut off because we're doing an interview and everything. What? Shut up, Shadax. Shut up.
I don't know what happened. I had to step away for a minute. I had to knock on my door. The food got here.
Oh, that was quick. Oh my god. You know what? We're gonna be here a while because I don't know if they're coming, to doing it at all, but I was gonna raid a certain person, but I don't know how long they're gonna take. That's the thing.
Mm,
Yeah. Unless you have somebody we could raid.
um, I mean, there's two people that come to mind. One would be Debrohan.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, I see him right now playing Grounded.
Isn't he always grounded?
Don't you go there.
Well, I haven't raided Lampy for a while, and he's doing
Oh,
art.
oh yeah, Lamp is a good choice too.
Yeah, he's there. Who else is there? I haven't rated my good friend Sineth or Unholy, aka Ghosty.
Oh, Rack, yeah. Rack's always a good guy.
Yeah, he is. Who else is there? Uh, t- t-
Well,
t- trying to think. One of my good friends is playing a VR chat, but what type of game are you playing is the question. Uh, they're just chatting or whatever, so. Oh, they're gonna raid out. So that's out of the question. Well, my friend Kong Wong, who is an alligator, they're playing DBD.
that's always a fun choice.
Yeah. Oh, and there's my friend Damien, who I am gonna be collabing with. He's gonna be playing Sea of Thieves with me on the
See,
29th.
I mean, that might be a good person then, just so your community knows that you're gonna play
Oh.
Sea of Thighs with them.
You know what? That could work. And of course, Damien is a sweet bean. He is. You know what? We'll go ahead and raid them. But like I said, they're playing Final Fantasy 14, so we're safe because they're still in ARR. Haven't got far into the story, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, uh, where is it? Stream managers. But yeah, like I said, we were gonna raid somebody else, but you know what? We're gonna raid them, which is a very good friend of ours. So Shaddix here could get some food.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, here is the first raid message if you're not subscribed to me. If you are, here is a raid 2. But what else is there? But before I forget, my dear friends, so next time we'll continue our story, and may the light be with you. Goodbye!
Bye.